Hello everyone, welcome back to 30-day challenge of learning Tableau from scratch, and it's day 9 today. So in today's video, we are going to talk about filters and we'll see what are the different types of filters. While doing so, we will maintain the standard observation that we are trying to do from our previous video, that is understanding the behavior of a dimension field on filter shelf and measure on filter shelf. Okay, so we'll continue that. So let us take a quick recap of what we have discussed in our previous video. So if you remember, we have talked about all the different options that we have in marks shelf, and while doing so, we have explored all the options that we have in worksheet area, and while doing so, we have created our first initial dashboard, a very basic one, I do agree, but it is important for us to process this follow this step. Now let us continue our journey here, and I hope you are learning something new with each video that I'm posting it here. So if it does, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let us go ahead. So Marks shelf, now we are aware, which tells us how to optimize, customize the view, adjust our widths and all of that we can do it from the mark shelf. Now, one very important part of data preparation or visualizing the data is what data you want to show. So always ask your client what is the data that you are working on, how much of data do you really need. Based on that, you can take decisions on how much of data you would like to bring into Tableau and visualize your data, because often it happens in real times that even though we have 10 years of data in our database, we might not be using the entire the data for our visualization purpose. So try to get the requirement clear and understand what they need, how much of data they need, and how much of data you need on the requirements that you get. Okay, so based on that, you can try to limit the data. So the new word that we are learning here is limiting the data. So if I talk about one option that we have in Tableau to limit the data is filter option. So if I try to define filter in a very generic one, it is a method of restricting data. Simple. Okay, it is a method of restricting the data or limiting the data. Now how you limit the data, based on that filters are classified into many types. Okay, so we'll get into that, but before that, again, let us first observe the behavior of a dimension field and a measure field, and then I'll talk about the different filters option. This is very important topic from your certification point of view and also from your interview point of view. No matter any number of interviews you go, you can expect at least two questions on, or 2 to 3 questions on filters topic. That much importance is there, and any view you create in real time, 90% probability you might be using at least one filter in the filter shelf. So that is the importance here. So what I'm doing is, again, I'm trying to take my subcategory item and I'm dropping it on filter shelf. So what is this subcategory? Subcategory is our dimension field, right? So I'm taking that and dropping it on filter shelf. Now subcategory is a dimension item, so it did not aggregate and it gave us a list of values that are available in that. Okay, while doing so, it has created a pop-up here. So this is called as filter option, where we can choose different types here. Okay, so first one is the general tab, where you can manually select all the items that you need from subcategory. Like say I can, with a single click, I can select all or none if I don't want anything, or I can manually select whatever I want. So I can do whatever I want. So while doing so, if I'm selecting, you see it is trying to describe what I'm doing here. Selection selected 4 of 17 values. So by now we are aware that subcategory has 17 items in that, and in that 4 we are selecting. This is something that you need to understand. So this is select from list. So manually we are selecting. If at all you want to use a custom value list, you can also do that. But the difference between select value and custom value list is here you can create your list manually. But while doing so, remember that it has to match with the name that is available here. Otherwise, it will not. Like say I'm just removing that and I'm going to search for an item called as art, and if this is matching with the actual value in your database, then it will try to add that as list. Now this is available. Now if I click on this and if I click on apply, only that is getting filtered out. See here. Okay. Or if I go to this, if I select multiple items, or if I select all will be selected. So either I can use select value list, custom value list, or use all method. So whatever is required in your database, sorry, in your dashboard, you can use that. So mostly in real time, you will observe that select from list is frequently used and use all option is frequently used. So these two are very frequently used in real time while building the dashboards. So this is your general tab. Okay. Next is your wildcard entry. Okay, so wildcard means it's like a like operator in in SQL. So for that, just to show you, I'm trying to open up SQL Server here, and now observe here. I want a list of subcategory items which contain A in them. Okay, so what are the subcategory items which has A in them? We have fasteners, we have labels, we have art, and then we have paper, appliances. If I click on apply, only those we are getting, you see. Okay, or if I click on exclude, opposite of this will come, does not contain A in them. If I click on apply, so these are the list of subcategory item which does not contain A in them. Automatically when I click on exclude, contain is becoming does not contain, opposite of that. Again, if I uncheck, you get what it is, automatically getting filtered. Or like say I want a list of subcategory items which are starting with maybe A I'm trying to put. Okay, so it will give me list of subcategory items whose name is starting with A. Click on apply. Yeah. Okay, and same likewise if I click on ends with, it should give me list of subcategory items that are ending with A. So we do not have any subcategories that are ending with A. So I'm trying to put S as an operator. Click on apply. These are the list of subcategory items that are ending with A. Or maybe I'll try to put T because we have one item with that. So we have one subcategory item that is ending with A. So if you have any specific requirement that tells that you need only these type of things, then you can try to use a wildcard option on top of the data. That will definitely give you the result that you are expecting. Okay, exactly matching means it should exactly match. Like say T, again if I try to put, there is nothing that is uh, in our subcategory item that has a T. Okay, so we need to write ART. So ART exactly matching. Yes, it should match. Click on apply. You get that. Okay, so this is your contains operator, starts with and ends with. If I try to do the same thing in SQL, how will you write your SQL query? Can you just try to tell me in the comment section? Let us see how many of us can write. So hint is, we need to use a like operator here. Again, for that, I'm trying to just simply connect to our database, and then I'm trying to run a basic query called as select star from EMP, and just to show you the data. And sorry, here I need to select it is in this, and I'm running it. We got it. Now I need list of all those employees where e-name, like whose name is starting with A. Okay, so do we have any names starting with A? We have Ellen. Okay, and only Ellen. Okay, so what I'm trying to put A here, percentage. Okay, so it can be anything after A. So I'm just trying to run this query. We have two employees whose name is starting with A, Alan and Adams. But if I want this employee contains A, it can be at any position. Now when I'm putting this A percentage symbol means it should start with A. After that it can be anything. But if I try to put percentage in front of this, maybe I'll just try to duplicate this. So this I will write it as starting with A. Contains A is this. Now if I run this, these are list of employees which contain A in them. You see, James has A in a second position, Adams has A in first position and third position, Clerk has A in third position, Blake has in third position, second position, and first position. So irrespective of where this letter is coming, it is trying to bring in that name. Okay. But similarly, if I need list of employees which are ending with something specific, that you can do it using this operator, and I'm calling it as ends with maybe SL, right? Okay. And here what we can do is you just need to remove the percentage here. So this is ending with A. I'm just trying to check if you have any names. We do not have any employees whose name is ending with A. So I'm just trying to put yes to check if you have. We have three employees whose name is ending with S. We have Jones, we have Adams, and we have James. That way also we can do. So these are your simple SQL statement to get the same thing. So I encourage all of you to practice this in a way that you also understand what type of a query it is generating, you know, behind the screen, so that you understand the SQL behind that. So it helps you in understanding or gaining your SQL knowledge along with the Tableau knowledge. So this is about your wildcard. Okay, so exactly matching means again we cannot use like where ename. So I'll just try to put this something like this, and here ename equal to, maybe I'll try to write James. So it should exactly match. We will get that. Okay, that way we can do here. So I'm just writing it as exact match. Next is we are going to condition. Condition name itself will tell if at all you want to put any conditions on the data and you want that. So I have just removed this so that I get everything. Okay, I got it back. Now observe here, these are the list of subcategory items that we got, and these are the values. So I'm going to condition operator now. So condition, when I go, I have option none. Next is by field. By field means what is the measure that you are using in the view and what is the aggregation you want. And based on that, you can try to filter the data. So first one is your sales is your measure, and what is the aggregation we are doing? Sum. So sales of sum, same we have in the view if you observe here, and I'm trying to do here same thing. Now, if at all I need a list of subcategory items whose values are maybe less than let's say here I want less than 50,000. So all of this I should get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what will I write here? Simply less than or equal to 50,000 I'm trying to put. 50,000. Okay, click on apply. So you automatically got only that value. So that way also you can filter the values here. So if you try to load this value, it will give you what is the minimum value that is available in the view or maximum value that is available in the view. So if you remember, 3024 is the minimum and maximum we have for, I think if I go here, this one. So it is trying to load those values. So that is just the range for us to know on the data. Or you can also use formula here. Maybe I'll try to put sum of sales here less than or equal to 50,000. We got only those. Okay, so that way also you can use, either you can write formulas, any specific formulas you want to write, you can do that here, or you can do it at this level also. Okay, so now one question for you guys, you can try to write a SQL for this on maybe on our EMP table. Okay, so hint is you can use department name, something like this, and so select a star from EMP I am doing, and so that I know what are the different values I want. And now I'm trying to bring in an aggregation here, so I'm writing select department number comma sum of salary from EMP group by department number I'm doing. Okay, now I want you guys to write a query that should give me the department number whose salary is greater than maybe 10 less than 9,000. Okay, so that way you can write here. Okay, so yeah, you can try here, and you can post your query in the comment section. So this one question I'm just trying to give it to you. Try to get a list of department number whose sal is greater than 9,000. Okay, so you can post it in the comment section here. So that is the basic part of filter here. Next is top part here. So from reporting perspective, top and bottom are something that are very, very important. You take it any reporting tool, you know, oftentimes we are either working on showing what is working for us or what is not working for us. So in doing so, we might need to write a lot of calculations, manual calculations, but Tableau has given us ready-made options here called as top. So if at all I need top two subcategory items or top five subcategory items, I can simply write this top five based on what is the measure and aggregation. So top five means 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 till here we should get. Click on apply. You are getting those five values here. Observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Or suppose you need bottom five, you can also do that top and bottom. I'm just selecting this. Okay. Again, two questions for you guys. Maybe you can try, sorry, not here. I'll post it here. Try to get list of top three employees and try to get list of bottom three employees. Again, these are also your most asked interview questions. So you can try to practice this and you can try to comment in the comment section. Let us see how many of us will get it right. If not, in my next video, I'll try to cover the answers for this. Okay, so I'm going back here. So that's about the behavior of filter shelf. Sorry, behavior of a dimension field on filter shelf, right? Now, likewise, now what I'm doing is I'm just removing this and dropping it in the empty area. This time, what I'm doing is I'm trying to take measure and drop it on filter shelf. What I'm doing, I'm taking sales and I'm dropping it on filter shelf. And you see, we are getting all the aggregatable options here. So what is the aggregation we have used in the view? It is sum. So I'm just selecting that and next. So it is giving us some options here which are very much related to aggregated. What is the range of values that you want to filter? So here we are trying to filter based on the measure. So range of values means you can decide what is the minimum value that you need and what is the maximum value that you need. Like say I want a list of subcategory items which are, you know, between 5,000 and 20,000, that I can do it. Either I can scroll it like this or I can write something like this. So maybe I write 10,000 to 20,000 I'm doing. Click on apply, you will get only those. Okay, so we have only two subcategory items which are lying in this range. Okay, this is a range of values. At least means at least minimum that value I need. Like say, you know, a list of subcategory items whose sale is at least 10,000. Click on apply. So all the list of subcategory items which are greater than 10,000 it is trying to show. Opposite of this, at the most maximum, what is the limit here? I need a list of all those employees whose experience is not more than 10 years. So by using this, you can get that. At least I need list of all those employees whose experience is not greater than 5 years. Minimum 5 I need or maximum 10 I need, like that. Okay. So all of this operation you can do it on your measure here. Special, this talks about how you want to handle null values and all. You can select based on that. So this is the by default option, all values. But in case you are trying to play with the numbers, you can use this option. But for us, dimension is important and we use that. Okay, so this is the behavior of your measure on filter shelf. Now let us talk about the types of filters that are available in Tableau. The first thing is, whenever suppose you have identified the scope of data. Okay, so I first thing is identify the scope of the data. Okay, so suppose client asks you to prepare a report on 2022 data. So which means what, you are not bothered about what is the other data that is available in the, you know, in your tables. You only need 2022 data. So you don't want to unnecessarily bring that into Tableau and, you know, load and again try to put filters and restrict all of that. You can simply put a filter at a, you know, at the very beginning stage, so that, you know, we can decrease the burden on the Tableau. Okay, so same the query that it gets generated is select star from EMP where department number is equal to 10. Now again, after getting that results from this, we can again manipulate whatever we want, but our base data is only department number 10. So that is what you need to understand here. Now this type of filter that we apply is called as data source filter or global filter. We call data source filter or global filter. It depends like how, so how, you know, they are referring to. Some call it as data source filter, some call it as global filter. So where can we apply this filter? You can go to data source page here. Okay, so our connection is of live type. If you see here, I'm going to click on add and I'm clicking on add, and we are adding a filter on date because I want to restrict the data based on date so that I don't bringing any other data. So years, because I'm trying to restrict the data based on years, I'm selecting years and I'm clicking on next. It is trying to show what are the different years of data that is available in the view. So we need only 2022. So I'm selecting that, click OK, and you see keeps 2022, click OK. Now we are bringing in only 2022 data. So no matter to which worksheet you go, if I go here, and if I try to add order I date to this field, you see only 2022 it is showing. No matter which sheet I create, I'll have this only data because we are just restricting it. We are not even bringing that data into the view. Okay, so this type of elimination of data and bringing only what is required to you in the view will definitely increase the performance of your dashboard, because you are not bringing in unwanted data into the view. So this is one of the very important steps that you need to consider while preparing the view. So the next step is, sometimes, after, even after bringing the data into the view also, we might, you know, create view uh, based on specific filters. Like say in this worksheet, I'm trying to create region wise view, and I'm maybe for one region I'll try to create. So let us just unhide this. Okay, here, suppose here my requirement is I want to build a report only on southern region. Okay, so you will take this and you will drop it here. You got all the regions if you observe, but your requirement is only to build the report on central region. So what is that we will do? I'll go here, drag it on filter shelf, and I will select only central region. Apply. Okay. So now what happened? It is this view or this worksheet is filtering only for central region. But whereas again, if I go to my sheet 2, it is still showing me all the data, which means what is happening? Whatever the filter that I have applied here is specific to this worksheet. That is not coming in here. Okay. So these are independent, and this is called as a normal filter. Okay. So this is called as sorry, this is called as a normal filter. Now suppose client asks you to prepare a report on central region you created. Again, tomorrow he's coming back and he's asking you, Rahul, can you change it to west? So what did you do? You downloaded the report from the server, and again you made changes, and again you published it. He is happy, you are also happy, done job. Again on day 3 he's coming back and telling, Arey Rahul, I need it for south. So what did you do? Again, you downloaded, again you made the changes, and again you published. So again he's coming in, coming back every day, and again he's telling that again I need central. So you got, I cannot do this every day. I want to have a proper solution. So instead of that, what I'll do is, no, you said I'll give control to you. You can play whatever you want. So what did you do? So whatever this filter is applied, this is not visible to the end user. Oh, okay, so he will not know that you have applied a filter on the region. But if you click on this, and you can, if you click on show filter, now this filter is visible on the dashboard. Now user can directly interact with his data. So you're giving him control on the data, you are making your view interactable. Okay, so now whatever he want, he can select from the view. Okay, this filter is called as a quick filter. Okay, so this filter is called as quick filter. So this is the third type of filter that we are seeing, quick filter. Again, quick filter can be, customized how you want. Whether you want user to select multiple items, multiple list, all of that we can do here. Just click on this option and you will see this single value list. If at all you want the user to select only one region at a time, then you can select a single value list. See here. But if at all you want user to sell, again we have in that, sorry, we have single value drop down, same thing, but it is a drop down. So always remember here, in region we have 4 values, so I can go with the list option because it is not taking up my entire space. But remember, in dashboard, when creating a dashboard, sizing and s- uh, sorry, how much of space it takes in the dashboard is very important. So majority it should go for your visualization. Very minimal space should be given to legends or filters and all, because here it is 4 values. Okay, but in real time you might have hundreds of items, but if I'm going to put it as a list, it will take up your entire dashboard. That is something that is not acceptable. So mostly you will see that, be it a list or be it a single value or multiple value, it will be mostly drop down option. Okay, so here I can select again whatever the reason I want. If I'm selecting south, like that, same thing, multiple value list. If at all I want to configure, click on this multiple value list, same thing, he can select whatever he want and he can do that. And again multiple value drop down, that also you can do. If at all you need a slider, that also you can do here. See, single value slider. Now user can simply click on this slider to change the values. option is up to you. Whatever you feel is right for your dashboard, you can simply do that. Okay, so this is multiple value drop down. Okay, so I'm going with multiple value drop down, but suppose you still want to customize this, you also have an option called as click on this, customize this, and you have option called as show all button here. So if I click on this, you see all button. With this single click, automatically all regions are selected. If you don't want all to be visible, you can go here, customize, and uncheck show all value. Automatically now that is disabled. So again, it all depends on how or what controls you want to give it to the user so that they can use it effectively. Again, if you need it, you can click on this arrow mark, go to customize, and you can click on show all value. You got all the values here along with this all option. But again, say suppose, sometimes user by mistake he has checked or clicked. What is happening? As soon as I clicked central, the action has performed, right? But I mistakenly clicked. I just wanted to uncheck this and select this. How many options we are actions it is performing? Central select one, east two, again deselect this three. Three steps we did, right? Or three times the action was performed on the data set. Now let us try to optimize this. What I'm trying to do is clicking on this arrow mark again, going to customize, and now clicking on apply button. Now see here, unless and until you tell or you click on apply button, action will not be applied. You see, I am checking central, action didn't apply. I'm checking, unchecking east, still action did not perform. When I click on apply, that is when the action has applied, which means instead of hitting your server three times or multiple times unwantedly, you can click only when you are sure by just showing the apply button. So you can customize your drop downs in this way also. Okay, so again, it all depends on how you want in the view or what options you want to give it to the user. You can use apply button also. Okay, so I'm just selecting all and click on apply. Okay, so next option here we have is, uh, suppose I want to use this filter. Okay, so in this sheet I'm creating, and maybe so I'll just remove this and I'll add a category to the view, and I'm just taking my sales in the view. So what are we trying to build here? Region wise, category wise sum of sales, right? For each region, what is the sales for your subcategory item? That is what it is trying to show. I'm just making it entire view and I'm just trying to sort it. Okay, two steps I have done. But now, whatever the filter I'm trying to put here, I want the same thing to be applied here. So I'm just writing it as a second worksheet, and I'll just try to bring this into our view so that you understand the difference here. I'm going to dashboard and I'm just adding it here below. Okay, so maybe I'll just remove this. Now, you see, I want to add the filter that we have used in the first worksheet. So you can click on this, go to filters from here, and you can use the filter that we are using. It is region, right? So I'm just bringing that into the view. So we got that. Again, you just need to click on floating. So for now, just observe this. I'll tell you how to configure. Click on the filter, and we need multiple value drop down. Okay, and just putting that in the view here. Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to put it in a way that it is visible. Okay, let us remove this. Yeah. Okay, now my intention is if I click on central region, same thing should be applied on this also. How can I do that? You can go to your first worksheet, click on this, and you have an option called as apply to worksheet. Here you can select it, share your filter in multiple ways. That is only this worksheet or selected worksheet. Selected worksheets means manually you can select whatever the worksheets that you want. I want that to be applied on second worksheet, so I'm clicking on OK. Now if I go back to our dashboard, you see central I have selected, automatically that filter is applied. And if I go to my worksheet, you see automatically we got the option. See here, we got worksheet symbol also, which tells applies to selected worksheets with the same data source. Okay, because it is identifying that this filter is being shared across multiple sheets. So that is why there is a worksheet symbol here. So you can use that as well. Okay, so this type of filter is called as a sharing filter. Okay, so we have seen data source filter, normal filter, quick filter, sharing filter, and so this sharing filter can be configured in multiple ways. Either you want to select specific to sheets, or you can select to all using this data source. Click on this, all using this data source means wherever it finds that sample superstore is being used in the view, to all of those worksheets it will apply the filter. Say here, these two worksheets we have created, automatically the filter has been applied. But when I go to new worksheet and if I try to create something new, automatically it is adding that filter again, because it is identifying that okay, this worksheet is again using sample superstore to create new visualization, and it is adding that filter. Whereas if you are using add to selected worksheets, then manually we need to select. Again, option is up to you whether you want to use selected worksheets or all using this data source. Okay, so if at all you want to apply to all the worksheets using this data source, then you can simply use this. It would be very standard across all the data source, because sometimes we might have many worksheets and there are chances we might miss them. Then in that situation, you can use this. Related data source is if suppose the data source is different, and but there is a common field in between that, then you can use that. That is the related data source. Observe here, symbol is changing here, right? Which means it is trying to apply to different data source as well. So that is sharing filter. Now again, I'm coming back here. Suppose I have a different field now. Okay, what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to, maybe I'll go here and I'll just remove this, and for now I'll select all the regions here. We have got all. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, maybe I'll remove this just for our easy reference here. I'm trying to convert my regions into zone. So I'm simply writing a basic logic called as zone logic here, and a case of region field I'm calling when it is central, then it is zone 1 for me. Okay, likewise when it is east, then it is zone 2 for me, else it is zone 3 for me, and I'm ending it. So 4 regions are there. I'm categorizing that into 3 zones. Click on apply and OK, and I'm just trying to pull that into the view to see how it, if it is working. So zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Fine, perfect. So I'm trying to pull this into the view, and this time what I'm doing is I'm trying to show this filter and also this filter. Okay, but I have an option where user can select only one zone at a time. Now observe how these two are working and tell me how many of you feel right. Okay, you can tell me in the comment section if this is right or wrong. So zone 1 I'm selecting, it is giving me central and zone 1. Okay, zone 2 east and zone 2. Okay, perfect. 3 zone 3, fine. So from view perspective, it is perfect. Now everything is working according to our expectation, but observe this region drop down here. When I'm selecting zone 1, it is showing me central, right? But here in the drop down, it is giving me all the values, which is not accurate. So now user will get confused. He'll come back, hey Rahul, you are actually, we should have central, but it is showing all of that. But why is it like that? So we also need to tell Tableau ki bhai, whenever you are doing this, this also has to be updated based on what you are selecting in the first. So that is called as a cascading filter. So this type of filter, I think you have seen many times when you are filling online applications. Like say when you're selecting a particular state, you'll get cities of only that particular state, right? So all of this is happening using cascading filter. So this you have to take care when you have multiple filters in the view. No one will come and tell you that Rahul use cascading filter and all. It is our understanding on the data what we are showing. Okay, so zone 2 automatically updating, zone 3 see automatically updating. That way you need to put this filter. So this is the next type of filter, that is cascading filter. Okay, so I hope you are clear till here. So there are some filters that we are doing it from the using filter option, but there are also some filters that you can directly apply from the view. Okay, so I'm just trying to again remove this zone logic from the view. I got all the regions, and if I try to put it something like this, I'll remove this as well, and I will add category to the view. Now see here, I'll just swap it. Suppose I don't want any particular item, like say technology I don't need, I can simply click on this and I can exclude it from the view. See here, that way also I can filter, or I can click on this and again I can exclude. So these are view level filters we call. So from view also you can filter or eliminate the data. Okay, so sometimes we do it using this options and sometimes we do it this option. Okay, so called as view filters. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to talk about a very important filter called as a context filter. Okay, so for that let us remove this as well, and maybe I'll create this, and I'll take subcategory item, and maybe I want to convert this into text file so that it is easy. Now I want to find top 3 subcategory items. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm going to take this category item, top by field, top 3 subcategory item. Click on apply. Okay, so we got this fine. But if I try to add category, you see one is under chairs, one is under binders, one is under phones, right? But now my requirement is I want top 3 subcategory items for each category. Okay, so for each category I want the top 3 subcategory items, because we have a filter on category item. So if I can select only one value from here again, you see, but it is showing only one, office supplies one, technology one, because these two filters are now behaving independently. We did not establish any relationship with them. They are not friends till now. So we need to tell that, "Arey boss, you two need to work together as a team." That is when we can show the right data, like how Virat Kohli and Shreyas Iyer are batting. They are a team, right? So now if I just click on this and I click on add to context, what is happening? First, this filter will get passed. Now on top of whatever the technology data is available, this second filter will be applied to get the top 3 items. So now that is why in technology it is giving us top 3 items. In office supplies, it is trying to give us top 3 items. In furniture, it is trying to give us top 3 items. That is how it is working. Whatever you are selecting here, that filter will be applied first. On top of that, second filter will be applied. So this is called as a context filter, a filter on a filter. Okay, I hope this helps you. Context filters are very important. Whenever you have multiple filters in view, you definitely need to take care of this concept and tell Tableau what it has to consider and all. Otherwise, you will be filtering parallelly or independently. Then it might not show accurate results or the results as per your expectation. So make sure you are trying to use context whenever it is needed. Okay, so with that said, we have come to an end of a very interesting topic called as filters. I hope this video has helped you. If it does, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and have a good day.